Hey, you guys, we are back. Don't look at my eyes. Yes, we're back, y'all. And, we back with some outer space shenanigans. We're going to send Oreo Jr. to the interplanetary daycare, and we're going to get started where we left off. Now, Scott loves these glasses, but I can't hardly see out of them. I was going to keep them on the read, but we're going to take them off. Boom, look at them eyes. Oh, girl. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, chapter 12. We rolling through this book, y'all. Anyway, a loud clank of gunk music flooded through the heart of gold cabin as Z searched the sub-ether radio wave bands for news of himself. The machine was rather difficult to operate. For years, radio had been operated by means of pressing buttons and turning dials. Then, as technology became more sophisticated, the controls were made touch sensitive. You merely had to brush the panels with your fingers. Now, all you had to do was wave your hand in the general direction of the component and hope. Period. It saved a lot of muscular expenditure, of course, but meant that you had to do it you had to sit still if you wanted to keep listening to the same program. Z waved a hand and changed the channel switch again. More gunk music, but this time it was a background to the news announcement. The news was always heavily edited to fit the rhythm of the music. And news reports brought to you here on the sub-ether wave band, broadcasting around the galaxy, around the clock, squawked a voice. And we'll be saying a big hello to the intelligent life forms everywhere. Hey, intelligent life forms. And to anyone else out there, the big secret is to bang the rocks together, guys. And of course, the big news story tonight is the sensational theft of the new probability drive prototype ship by none other than the galactic president, ZB. The man who invented the pan-galactic Gargle Blaster, ex-confidence trickster. He is a trickster. So am I. The man who invented the pan-galactic Gargle oh wait, I read that already. Once described by Incentra Golumbus as the best bang since the big one, and recently voted the best dressed sentient being in the known universe for the 7th time period. Somebody got to be that. But he got an answer this time. We asked his private brain care specialist, Gag Hafnet. The music swirled and died for a moment. Another voice broke in, presumably Hawthorne. He said, Will, just this guy, but got no further because the electric pencil flew across the cabin and through the radio's on-off sensitive airspace. Z turned and glared at Trillian. She had thrown the pencil. Hey, what did you do that for? Trillian was tapping her fingers on the screen full of figures. I just thought of something, she said. Yeah? Worth interrupting a news bulletin about me for? You hear enough about yourself as it is. I'm very insecure. You know that, because he's a narcissist. Can we drop your ego for a moment? This is important. If there's anything more important than my ego around, I want it caught and pew pew now. Z glared at her again, then laughed. Listen, she said, we just picked these couple of guys up. What couple of guys? The couple of guys we picked up. Oh yeah? Those couple of guys, said Z? We picked them up in sector ZZ, plural Z alpha. Yeah, said Z and blinked. Trillian said quietly, does that mean anything to you? Said Z. ZZ, plural Z alpha, ZZ, plural C alpha. Well, said Trillian. What does the Z mean? said Z. Which one? Anyone. One of the major difficulties Trillian experienced in her relationship with Z was learning to distinguish between him pretending to be stupid just to get people off their guard, pretending to be stupid because he couldn't be bothered to think and wanted someone else to do it for him, pretended to be outrageously stupid to hide the fact that he actually didn't understand what was going on, and really being genuinely stupid. Girl, all four are true. He's just stupid. He was renowned for being amazingly clever and quite clearly was so, but not all the time, which obviously worried him, hence the act. He preferred people to be puzzled rather than knowing. This, above all, appeared to Trillian to be genuinely stupid, which was my conclusion, but she could no longer be bothered to argue about it. She sighed and punched up a star map on the vision screen so she could make it simple for him. Whatever his reason for wanting to be that way, there, she pointed, right there. Hey, yeah, said Z. Well, she said. Well, what? Parts of the inside of her head screamed at the other parts of the inside of her head. She said very calmly, it's the same sector you originally picked me up in. He looked at her and then back at the screen. Hey, yeah, he said. Now that is wild. We should have zapped straight into the middle of the Horsehead Nebula. How did we come to be there? I mean, that's nowhere. She ignored this. Improbability drive, she said patiently. You explained it to me yourself. We passed through every point in the universe. You know that. Yeah, but that's one wild coincidence, isn't it? Yeah. Picking someone up at that point, out of the whole of the universe to choose from. That's just too. I want to work this out. Computer? The series cybernetic shipboard computer, which controlled and permeated every particle of the ship, switched into communication mode. Hi there, it said in a brightly and simultaneously spewed out a tiny a ribbon of ticker tape just for the second. The tape said, hi there. Oh God, said Z. He hadn't worked with a computer for so long, but already learned to loathe it. The computer continued, brash and cheery, as if it was selling detergent. I want you to know that whatever your problem, I am here to help you solve it. Girl, it sound like ChatGPT. ChatGPT always be trying to butter you up. It's because they want you to keep using it to spend money there.
Spend money?
Mm-hmm. Because they have ads on it now.
Oh. Okay. Well.
Yeah, said Z. Look, I think I'll just use a piece of paper. Sure thing, said the computer, spilling out his message into a waste bin at the same time. I understand. If you ever want, shut up, said Z, and snatched up a pencil and sat down next to Trillian at the console. Okay, said the computer in a hurt tone of voice and closed down his screen channel again. Z and Trillian pored over the figures that the improbability flight path scan flashed silently up in front of them. Can we work it out, said Z? From their point of view, what the improbability of their rescue was? Yes, that's a constant, said Trillian. 2 to the power of 276,709 against 1. That's high. They're two lucky guys. Yeah, but relative to what were they doing when the ship picked them up? Trillian punched up the numbers. They showed 2 to the power of infinity minus 1 to 1 against an irrational number that only has a conventional meaning in the probability physics. It's pretty low, continued Z with a slight whistle. Yes, agreed Trillian, and stared at him quizzically. That's one big whack of improbability to be accounted for. Something pretty improbable has got to show up on the balance sheet if it's all going to add up to a pretty sum. Z scribbled a few sums, crossed them out, and threw the pencil away. That's due. I can't work it out. That's because you're stupid, sir. Well, he knocked his two heads together in irritation and gritted his teeth. Okay, he said. Computer? The voice circuit sprang to life. Why, hi there, it said. Ticker tape, ticker tape. All I want to do is make your day nicer and nicer and nicer. Yeah, well, shut up and work something out for me. Sure thing, chattered the computer. You want a probability forecast based on improbability data. Yeah. Okay, the computer continued. Here's an interesting little notion. Do you realize that most people's lives are governed by telephone numbers? A painted look crawled across one of Z's faces and on the other one. Have you flipped? He said. No, but you will when I tell you that. Trillian gasped. She scrabbled at the buttons on the improbability flight path screen. Telephone number, she said. Did that thing say telephone number? The computer had paused politely, but now it continued. What I was about to say was that, don't bother, please, said Trillian. Look, what is this, Hezzy? I don't know, said Trillian, but those aliens, they're on the way up to the bridge with that wretched robot. Can we pick them up on any monitor cameras? That was chapter 12. Did you want to go to chapter 13 or do you want to hold off?
Try hold off.
Okay. Okay, guys, so we're going to stop there because Scott and I have some plans for later on today. So we're going to stop there. I'll come back tomorrow and we'll keep going. I don't know if I'm going to have my mustache on because, hey, it's Mr. Steal Your Grandma. I was hoping to get to that part, but we'll do it tomorrow. So anyway, so we're going to bid you guys adieu. Hope you like this look. We're going to bid you guys adieu, of course. As always, we appreciate you guys coming and hanging with us. And we hope you guys enjoyed your time with us. And we hope you'll come back and spend some more time with us. As always, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Go check out some other videos if you enjoyed this one. And of course, from wherever we are in the galaxy, baby, anywhere in the galaxy. Peace, love, happiness. And skinnamarink-a-dink-a-dink, and we'll see you guys later.